Taking on Olympia here at Eastside Center in East Peoria, Illinois. Hello and welcome to East Peoria. Lee Hall along with Debbie Neff. It's kind of a chilly night here. The weather's been kind of rough on us here in Illinois. I guess that's kind of typical for this time of year, but unseasonably chilly here tonight.
Yes, it is. I've got my winter coat on, and I came prepared because I know that wind's blowing, and when it's windy at Eastside, it's a little chilly.
Olympia and Nashville couldn't care less what the weather's like as long as there's not a downpour. They are ready for tonight. Let's take a look at the key players. First, for the Hornets, the visitors from Nashville, it all starts with Amy Hari, their star pitcher.
Well, Amy Hari has just been pitching quite well this year. She's a strikeout pitcher. She's very strong. She's had her 1,000th strikeout already this year, and she's ready to go tonight.
She was bringing it about almost 70 miles an hour yesterday. Now let's talk about Olympia and Stanford High School. Talking about their pitcher, Jessie Shay. She's not the overpowering pitcher that Hari is, but she's done a great job so far.
She keeps them in every ball game. She's a great finesse pitcher, and she makes her defense work. She's going to do a great job. There'll be two different types of pitchers tonight, and we're in for a great ball game.
Nashville against Olympia tonight for only the second time in the last 6 years. As you take a look at Jessie Shay's numbers, for only the second time in the last 6 years, someone other than KZ Westfield will be the Class A state champs. Don't go away. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the play-by-play coming your way next after these messages. And welcome back to Eastside Center in East Peoria, Illinois. Lee Hall, Debbie Neff. We pick up action here in the top of the first. There are 2 outs for Nashville. They have a runner at first base. First 2 Hornet batters tried to bunt their way on. They were both thrown out, and Tessa Schmalley followed that with a base hit. And now it's Amy Hari, the Nashville pitcher, at the plate with a 1-2 count on her. And just misses inside. Jessie Shay, the sophomore, the starting pitcher for Olympia, off to a good start here in the top of the first, although she gave up the single to Schmalley. Were you surprised to see the first 2 batters try to get on that way?
Well,
try and bunt their way on?
I think they're probably just trying to get a feel for the pitcher and try to make contact right now.
Hari lines out to third to end the first. And we will be back at Eastside with the bottom of the first after this network break. And Tricia Gaither leads things off here in the bottom of the first for Olympia. And there's the strike from Hari to make it 2-2. Olympia here after beating defending state champ KZ Westfield in one semifinal this afternoon as Gaither lines one foul. And Nashville a 6-1 winner earlier today over Orion. Amy Hari on the mound, 6-foot senior. She can bring it. There's a chop foul again by Gaither. They were clocking Hari yesterday upwards of 70 miles an hour, 67, 68. What does that compare to for fans who are used to hearing gun times for Major League Baseball?
That is really awesome. 67 miles an hour is top notch. Usually the pitcher will go around 60 is really good, 62 it's pretty average, you know, for a good pitcher, but she's just really bringing the heat and looks like she's got good control tonight.
There's a one-hopper to third, and the throw across by Pries for Nashville. Cara Pries with the put out, and there's one out here in the bottom of the first. Our umpires for tonight's game, Roger Nichols behind the plate, Dan Kruger at first, Pat Creek at third. Next up for Olympia is Nicole Prager, the second baseman. Having a good tournament so far, 2 for 7. Swings and misses at the low heat. Boy, that's tough to get a bat on that.
That was a great pitch. That was a super drop ball. She's really in control this evening.
Here's the 0-1 from Hari. Rise is a little high. Nicole Prager is a 5'5" senior. Hit .364 in the regular season. Pops this one down the left field line, foul, and caught by the left fielder Asbury for Nashville. Nicole Asbury with a nice defensive play. That's 2 outs now.
Nashville played them really tough in that situation. They really were thinking she was going to swing late, and she did. Great defensive effort there.
Now it's Liz Sunday, the first baseman. Liz, a .293 hitter in the regular season with 17 RBIs in that third slot. Hari pitching her third game in about the last 24 hours. Here's the 0-1, line to center, and the center fielder Fark can't come up with it. Sunday books into second, late slide, she is safe. 2-out double for Liz Sunday, and Olympia has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
Looked like Liz just offered it that ball, and the pitcher supplied the power. She got some good wood on it.
Amber Fark gave chase out there in center field, but got a glove on it, but couldn't quite catch up to it. And we've got a courtesy runner. Brandy Short. A junior will courtesy run for Liz Sunday with 2 outs, and now the pitcher Jessie Shay steps into the batter's box. .261 hitter, 20 RBIs. So both pitchers tonight can really swing the bats.
They're doing a nice job with that. I think Jessie, we faced Jessie early in the season, and she's got some good pop in that bat.
Here's the 0-1 from Hari. Low, bounced off the plate, and they'll let it go foul. Good play, good heads-up play by the Nashville infield there.
Good thing that went foul. Jessie would have beat that out easily.
Coming into this tournament rather, Nashville has shut out 8 straight opponents. They've given up 1 run in each of their first 2 games here at State. And now it's 0-2 on Jessie Shay, the sophomore. Olympia making their 3rd straight trip to State. That rise ball out of the strike zone. Now 1-2. Olympia came here the last 2 years and lost to KZ Westfield. Lost 2-0 in '99, 1-0 a year ago. Al Tolliver, their coach, says they may have played them better than anyone last year. They got their revenge today with that 1-0 win, an exciting finish.
Boy, that was an exciting finish, and I know Olympia probably feels like they kind of got the monkey off their back, finally made it to this championship game.
Here's the 1-2. Shay grounds it to second base. It's Kaufman over. And Nashville gets out of the inning after the 2-out double by Liz Sunday. No score after 1 inning. Back after this local break. Back at Eastside Center in East Peoria, Illinois. Lee Hall, Debbie Neff. State championship action here tonight. The Nashville Hornets taking on the Olympia Spartans. Leading it off here, the first baseman Lindsay Hendry, and she looks at a strike from Jessie Shay.
Jessie's throwing about 50, 51 miles an hour. She's doing a nice job with that ball. She's keeping it down and trying to keep it away from those hitters.
Took a little something off there. 1-1 now. Jessie Shay 27-5 in the regular season. There's a drive to right, and back to get it is Tiffany Prager. Nice line shot, but Prager was there to catch it. 1 out here in the top of the second.
1 out. Now batting designated hitter number 9, Mallory Ruggles.
Mallory Ruggles steps in. She's the designated hitter, hitting for the left fielder Nicole Asbury, who made a nice catch in foul territory last inning. There's another chance for the right side, and this time it's Liz Sunday making the grab, and 2 quick outs here in the top of the second.
Jessie's doing a nice job keeping that off-speed pitch working and keeping the batters unable to make good contact so far.
Kristen Klingler steps in, the shortstop, 2 for 5 in the state tournament. with a couple of RBIs. She looks at a ball high from Shay. Good crowd on hand here tonight as Klingler fouls that one straight back. The first year here at Eastside Center after a long standing tradition over at Mineral Springs Park in Pekin.
Yeah, it is really nice to be able to host this tournament. We've worked really hard to get it, and Dan Cunningham especially has worked hard with his staff to get the grounds ready.
Ground ball to second. Nicole Prager underhands it for the third out, and we are scoreless after an inning and a half. Back after this network break.
At the top of the second, no runs.
Any better?
And back here in East Peoria for the bottom of the second. And a line foul there by Mindy Bachman, the third baseman. She leads it off here in the bottom of the second. Nashville and Olympia no score after an inning and a half. There's Mindy Bachman's numbers for the regular season. .352 average, 20 runs batted in as Hari bounces one in.
Most coaches would love that average, .352. Pretty darn good hitter.
20 RBIs, ties her for second on the team with Jessie Shay. That's a ball low from Hari. Amy Hari, the senior, got a lot of bounce out there on the mound. She is headed to Southern Illinois University next year. The 2-1 bounce to Hari, and she'll flip it over for the first out of the inning.
That was a nice play. She got off that mound really quickly and made a nice play to first base. Sometimes when a pitcher's throwing underhand, it's sometimes tough to throw overhand, and she did a nice job with that.
Tiffany Prager steps in, the right fielder. And Amy lets one loose. That's a ball high. Tiffany is just a freshman. Didn't have much of a swing at that one. That's nothing to be ashamed of.
She made kind of a late decision on that, but she's facing a really strong pitcher.
1-1, she got a piece of it, fouls it off, now 1-2. One out here in the bottom of the second. Nashville beat Quincy Notre Dame yesterday 6-1 as Prager fouls that one off. They beat Orion earlier today 6-1. Hari threw a no-hitter yesterday against Quincy Notre Dame, gave up a run, an unearned run, threw a no-hitter. Today, she didn't think she was quite as sharp against Orion. Prager gets a piece and hangs tough, 1-2.
This morning's game, it seemed like she just couldn't settle down. She never got really into rhythm, and I think tonight she seems to have her rhythm back.
1-2 count against Prager, bounces that one. And goes 2-2. Amy Hari has drawn some attention from some pretty top-notch schools, Kentucky, Northwestern, Iowa State, and Prager hangs tough. How'd you like to be a freshman in there facing Amy Hari for a state championship game? Man.
It'd be awful tough. She's hanging in there, though. She's trying to make contact.
Hari turned down Kentucky and Northwestern and Iowa State to stay a little bit closer to home, and she likes the coach at Southern Illinois. She's going to play for the Salukis. Full count. And ball 4, good at bat by Tiffany Prager to draw the walk. And the Spartans have a base runner with one out. Katie Fraher steps in, the designated hitter.
Katie Fraher.
Ball gets away from the Nashville catcher Schmaley. And Prager makes it down to second.
Well, now she has a good opportunity for a base hit. She was trying to bunt her down, but now she can go ahead and hopefully get a base hit here and score.
Oh, 1 count, 1 out. Freyer fouls that back to go 0-2. Nashville, neither team actually has been to the state championship game before tonight. Ground ball by Freyer to first. And Henry beats her to the bag, and Tiffany Prager heads down to third.
That was a nice at bat. She got her down to third base and just what she needed to do.
2 outs now for Alicia Flessner. Check that, Becca Alberts. She waves at the first one. Alberts was DH4 in the first game today. But Freyer is DHing tonight for Alicia Flessner, the catcher. So correction there. 2 outs, 2 strikes now on Becca Alberts. Ground ball to second. Kaufman's up with it. And the Hornets are out of the inning. Olympia got a runner to third, but they strand her there. After 2 innings, no score. Back after this local break. Back at Eastside Center in East Peoria, Illinois, Nashville and Olympia scoreless after 2 innings. And here to lead it off in the top of the third, Cara, the third baseman for Nashville. Cara 1 for 5 with a walk in the tournament's first 2 games. She looks at a ball a little outside, 1-1. One hopper to first. Liz Sunday takes care of it herself. 1 out here now in the top of the third.
Jessie Shay's only pitched 20 so far. She's having a great game. When you can keep the pitches down, it's really helps, especially after you've already pitched a game in the day.
1 out. Here's Krystal Stein looking to bunt her way on. Flessner fires out from behind the plate but can't get there. It's strike 1, and this is one of those Tony La Russa-like moves in the lineup, Debbie. Krystal Stein batting .413, batting 9th.
Yeah, she probably gets on with a lot of her quickness. She can get down that line, and she's going to be a tough out for him.
.413 in the regular season, 14 runs batted in. Drops the bunt. It's Shay, second baseman Nicole Prager covering, and that's 2 outs. Nice play there by Jessie Shay. And they're back to the top of the lineup. Amber Fark,
2 out. Now batting leadoff hitter number 13.
the center fielder.
Fark.
Batting .625 in the tournament coming into this game. She's had an outstanding tournament. To the ball inside.
Some of these batting averages are just unbelievable. As a coach, you just dream for these kind of hitters.
5 for 9 now in the tournament. Ground ball to second base. Nicole Prager picks it up and throws her out. And a 1-2-3 inning here to end the top of the third. And there's the grassy knoll way out in center field. The fans out there, looks like some Olympia Spartan fans out there deep in center. And the Spartans will lead off with Megan Gale, their number 9 hitter. Both pitchers working on a 1-hitter here so far. Megan Gale bounces it to first, and a hard tag there by Lindsay Henry for the first out.
That was a very smart play by the first baseman. Some first basemen would probably try to turn around and throw it to the second baseman, but she had the mind to tag her out. It was a good play.
Number 23, Tricia Gaither.
Back to the top of the lineup, Tricia Gaither was 2 for 4 in the win this afternoon. Rise ball there, just about went all the way to the backstop. And you have to love Amy Hari, and her coach will tell you that she deals with pressure by smiling and laughing. She's having a good time out there regardless. 1-1 the count now. Swing and a miss by Gaither. She was 2 for 4 this afternoon, and against Laura Fisher, the KZ Westfield pitcher. She was 3 for 3 last year in the state tournament, 4 for 4 against her in the summer, 2 for 4. That's 9 for 11. She hit .820 against Laura Fisher, and that's saying something. One hopper to Hari here, and she's 0 for 2 in this ball game. 2 quick outs here in the bottom of the third. Quick moving game. Nicole Prager steps back up there. She flew to left. Foul ball. It was in foul territory. Flew to left. Back in the first. There you get a good look at Amy Hari. It was a little outside and low. We were talking to Chad Malavi, the head coach of Nashville, earlier today, as Prager grounds a second. A lot of coaches don't believe that Amy Hari can bring it almost 70 miles an hour. She has a one-hitter after 3 innings of play. Back after this local break. Everybody's bundled up out here tonight. It's actually turned out to be kind of a nice evening as Danielle Kaufman lines to Bachman, the third baseman. Boy, that was tough duty. She was charging, and luckily the glove was up.
Great reaction play by Bachman.
You have to be a Braveheart to play third in fast pitch softball. Here's Tessa Schmalley, the catcher. She singled back in the first. 3 for 8 here in East Peoria this weekend. And there's a look from high above East Side Center. Great facility here. We haven't even had a chance to count how many diamonds there are here. Here's Schmalley, liner to left. Is it a catch? No. Albers couldn't come up with it, and Schmalley is 2 for 2.
That was just a great play to hold her at first base. Left fielder came in and made a very nice effort, but she just didn't quite come up with the ball.
Nice effort by Becca Alberts in left field. And the courtesy runner is Chelsea Boatwright, number 10 for Nashville. And here's Amy Hari again. She lined to third to end the first inning. 1 out. She lines it over the third baseman's head, and the Hornets have first and second with 1 out here in the top of the fourth.
That turned out to be a great decision by the coach, because that could have very well been a bunting situation, but coach let her hit away, and she came through for him.
Hari now 5 for 8 in this state tournament.
Now batting number 11, Lindsay Henry.
First and second, 1 out for Lindsay Henry, the first baseman. She lined to right back in the second inning. And looks at a strike from Jessie Shay. Jessie Shay, just a sophomore.
Jessie doesn't seem to be too nervous out there. She's got great command.
And that one fouled off into the crowd. Oh, and 2 now on Lindsay Henry. Jessie Shay, ICA All-Stater. Here's the 0-2, little low.
This is a statistic that I use a lot, is runners in scoring position, what the batter does. That's the average that I like to look at as a coach.
Ground ball to second. They'll go to 1 and make sure of the out. So it'll be second and third, 2 outs for Mallory Ruggles, the DH. And another courtesy runner That's Amy Rybaki into the ball game. She will courtesy run for Amy Hari. Amy Rybaki is junior. And Ruggles looks at a ball high. She popped to first in the second inning.
You have a good situation with your designated hitter up. Hopefully she can come through.
2 RBIs in yesterday's win over Quincy Notre Dame. Line drive, right center field. Here comes one run. And here comes the courtesy runner, Rybaki, around to score. And Ruggles goes into second on the throw to the plate, and Nashville is up 2-0 with a 2-out rally.
Great coaching move, getting that little runner in. She did a nice job of running those bases, very quick.
Here's another look, Mallory Ruggles. Nice job of going with the pitch. Mallory Ruggles, just a freshman. Now can Jessie Shay calm herself and get the third out here? Strike on the first pitch. Two outs, Ruggles at second. Kristen Klingler grounded to second. Wanted to offer, held her swing, but it's strike two. Fly ball to right. Tiffany Prager is there. And Olympia is out of the inning, but Nashville comes up with 2 big runs here in the top of the fourth to take a 2-0 lead on the base hit by DH Mallory Ruggles. Back after this local break. And back at Eastside Center. Like I said, it's football weather out there. Out here. We're right out here amongst them.
This is the first time we've let them use the hillside, and I think they're enjoying that view.
You bet. Kind of reminiscent of the Little League World Series. You see them out beyond the fences. Great view from up there. Liz Sunday leads it off and grounds out to second on the 0-1 pitch to start the bottom of the fourth. 2 big runs for Nashville, and how tough is Amy Hari going to be with a 2-run lead?
Well, you give a pitcher a 2-run lead, and she's the type of pitcher that's probably just going to really take control now.
Jessie Shay steps in there. Lines it foul. She grounded to second in the first inning. She did a nice job of regaining her composure and getting out of the inning before they could get another run. Fouls that one off to go 0-2.
She got herself into a tough little jam there, but she seemed to work out of it okay. She can just settle down and get through the rest of this game and hopefully come up with a key hit.
Here's the 0-2 from Hari. Looks like she's took a little something off. Ground ball to short. Up and over. Klingler for the second out of the inning.
That was a super drop ball. Super drop ball.
And this Nashville defense probably doesn't get as much recognition as it should with Amy Hari out there.
No, not near enough, and she's doing a nice job keeping him off speed here. She seems to be a quick thrower, too. She doesn't give that batter a lot of time to get in there and set herself. She comes right back with the pitch.
Mindy Bachman bounces one up the middle, and here's the throw from center. She beat it.
That was a great play by the center fielder. She nearly threw her out.
And that's a play that you don't see a lot. And baseball fans watching don't see that a lot, where you try and throw the guy out from the outfield, but it was great hustle on both parts there. Now Tiffany Prager up there. She walked in the second inning and made it all the way to third.
The outfield's got quite a shift on again. Shifted to left field.
Prager fouls it off to go 1-1. Two nothing Nashville here in the bottom of the fourth. Runner at first for Olympia and fouled off by Tiffany Prager.
Prager is just attempting to make contact and get that ball in play and use her speed to get on.
Here's the 1-2. Bounced off the plate. And Schmalley fires out and throws her out at first. Nashville out of the inning, a 2-0 lead after 4. Back after this local break. And we're back in the top of the fifth. Cara Pries fly to right. Krystal Stein lines one to short. There's 2 outs very quickly. A quick moving game here in the top of the fifth. Back to the top of the lineup, Amber Fark. She's 0 for 2 tonight.
This is just what the doctor ordered for Jessie. Not having to throw too many pitches and 2 quick outs.
Amber Fark, 0-1 the count now. 2 outs here in the top of the fifth. The Hornets got 2 runs on 3 hits last inning. Other than that, Shay has been in complete control, and now a little miscommunication there. Actually, that's Bachman's ball if she wants it. She went for it and couldn't come up with it clean. That'll be an error on Bachman. And the Hornets have a runner aboard with 2 outs.
Bachman started for that ball. It looks like all of a sudden she kind of pulled back and decided to let it go. I think if she would have went full go, she probably would have picked that up pretty cleanly.
Yeah, if the third baseman can get the ball, that's her ball.
Exactly. She takes everything she can get.
Right. So 2 outs for Danielle Kaufman. Here's the steal attempt by Fark. And the throw goes into center. Fark going to third. Here's the throw, not in time. And Amber Fark goes to third on the steal and the error.
Super base running, really heads up. The throw went over second base, and Amber went ahead and took third. Good heads up play, because she just kept running. Used her speed, slid in safely at third.
Alicia Flessner's throw was not where she wanted it. Now 2 outs, runner at third. Here's the bunt. But Kaufman thrown out to end the inning. So the Hornets threaten but don't score here in the top of the fifth. As we take another look. Nice job by Liz Sunday to field it, and the Spartans are out of the inning. 2-0 after 4.5. Back after this network break. There's a good Nashville Hornets fan up from Southern Illinois tonight. She's enjoying this one. The Hornets lead at 2-0 after 4.5. The sky's beginning to clear here over East Peoria. Hallelujah.
Maybe the sun will come out quickly.
Oh, that's right. That's what that thing's called.
That's what that is.
Boy, it's been a crazy week or so, but the folks here at Eastside have done a wonderful job keeping the fields in playing condition as Katie Freyer leads off the bottom of the fifth. It was a little bit controversial, I think, last night. They moved the 7:30 game up as Freyer hops one to first, and she's retired. They moved the Olympia Johnston City game up from 7:30 to 5:30 so as to get it in and avoid the rain. And that's one of the unique things about this facility. You can play 2 games at once, and that's what happened last night. Some folks didn't like it, but that's the only way you get that game in last night.
Yeah, that is it. We lucked out last night and got both of those games in. Then the rains came, so it turned out to be a great decision. And our field crew has just been working hard all weekend because we had 2 inches of rain coming into this tournament, and they had to work hard just to get the fields ready for Friday. And then the rains came again a little bit today, but it wasn't nearly as bad.
And now 3-0 to Becca Alberts here with 1 out in the bottom of the 5th. Amy Hari having a little trouble finding the strike zone to Alberts. Here's the 3-0. And ball 4 to Alberts. That's the 2nd walk allowed by Amy Hari.
Amy's still throwing hard. She's throwing about 63 miles an hour right now, and that's not her top speed, but she's still bringing it.
Megan Gale offers and misses at the bunt. You know, with the skies, I'm surprised we haven't seen Dorothy Gale and her little dog Toto out here. Sorry.
Oh.
Gale gets the bunt down. Hari fields and throws to first.
I think we do have an umpire from Kansas, if that helps you.
I need all the help I can get, believe me. If you only knew how many times my 2-year-old and 1-year-old and I have watched The Wizard of Oz in the last 2 months, you'd understand why I had to make that reference for him. 2 outs now.
It's becoming a tradition in your family, so it's something you'll never forget.
Trisha Gaither, 0 for 2 tonight.
You know, next year when Amy moves back 3 feet in college, I don't think it's going to affect her pitching much at all.
2 hopper to short. Klingler has it. And Hari gets out of the inning after giving up the walk. 2-0 after 5 here at Eastside. Back after this local break. Back at Eastside Center in East Peoria, Class A State Championship Softball. Lee Hall, Debbie Neff. 2-0 Nashville in the 6th. Tessa Schmalley, the catcher, leads off, bounces it to Jessie Shay, and she has 1 out.
1 pitch, 1 out. That's every coach's dream. She's only had 43 pitches so far, and she's still keeping them in the ball game.
It's the first time she's gotten Tessa Schmalley out tonight. Here's Amy Hari. 1 for 2 tonight, a single, scored a run. There's another drive to left. That might get down. It does. Boy, and what a dominating performance she's had in this state tournament.
Boy, it's unbelievable.
2 for 3 tonight. That makes her 6 for 9 in the tournament.
That ball must
That's
look
about
like
667.
Must look like pumpkins coming up there to her.
And again, the courtesy runner, Amy Rybacki. And Lindsay Henry looks at ball 1. Lindsay lined out in the 2nd and grounded out in the 4th. Just a little inside. 2-0 now to Henry. Nashville's best state finish, 4th back in 1999. Here's a fly ball to right. And there's 2 outs. Henry's retired. And the hero so far offensively for Nashville, Mallory Ruggles, the DH. She had the 2-run single back in the 4th, and that's the difference in this game. Just a freshman, that's amazing. And just hitting 208 for the season, is that right?
She's brought it together this tournament.
Guess. That rise ball fouled back. It'll be 1-1.
I always tell my designated hitter, DH stands for designated hitting, not designated looking. So I try to get him up there to swing the bat.
Go up there hacking.
Right. You never know, you might make contact.
That's right. What Joaquin Andujar always said, swing hard, you might hit it. Here's the 1-1. Just a bit inside.
That was a nice pitch. Kept it nice, low, inside.
Jessie Shay, the Olympia pitcher, a sophomore. She and Flessner, the catcher, won a state championship back in 1998, the IHSA 8A state championship. Al Tolliver was their coach back then. So they have state championship experience, just not at the high school level.
That's a great combination when your pitcher and catcher work together for a long period of time.
Here's a drive to right center. Nobody's going to get that one. Here comes Rybaki, the courtesy runner around third to score. They've got a chance at third at Ruggles, and she is out. Trying to stretch the double into a triple. The run scores for a 3-0 Nashville lead. Ruggles out at third on a nice relay by Olympia.
Good hustle by the base runner. If she'd let up at all, she wouldn't have scored.
Here's another look. Ruggles with her second hit of the night, and that was a deep drive. That one one-hop defense, two-hop defense. And it was a great relay to third to get Ruggles as she tried to stretch it into a triple.
That was really heads up. That was about the only play she had. She got the out.
3-0 Nashville after 5.5.
Attention Nashville fans, the winners will be honored when you raise your
We'll be back at East Peoria after this local break. Lee Hall, Debbie Neff back at East Side. And they appeal to the third base umpire, and the call goes Amy Hari's way. Instead of ball 3, it's now 2-2 to Nicole Prager to lead off the bottom of the 6th. Olympia down 3-0.
She's just out on that mound smiling. She's having a good time, and as you said before, that's how she handles her stress, by smiling. Her strikeouts been unbelievable in this tournament. She had 13 against QND and then 6 against Orion, but yet to strike out a person tonight, which is just amazing. Olympia's done a nice job of trying to keep that ball in play and making contact.
I thought Orion did a nice job of that too this afternoon, and Coach Mullavey said she didn't have her best stuff this afternoon, and she gave up a few hits and gave up a run, an earned run, which doesn't happen very often. Ground ball to third. And Pries with the put out. One out here in the bottom of the 6th. A quick moving ball game. Nicole Prager now 0 for 3 against Hari. She was out, believe me.
She was out, no question.
Here's Liz Sunday.
This umpiring crew has done a great job throughout the whole tournament. They've had some tough decisions, but they have done a super job. Great crew.
Liz Sunday doubled in the 1st, grounded out in the 4th, and here's another chance for Pries, and she guns it over there.
About this time, teammates are asking Pries if she's going to let anybody else play.
Well, usually the defense doesn't get this many chances. Usually Miss Hari is taking care of business with the strikeouts.
Actually, the defense probably having a good time tonight.
Jessie Shay lines one down the first base line and gets on base. Her first hit of the night. Just inside the bag, Jessie Shay goes the other way. And I'm a poet and I didn't know it. So a 2-out chance now for Olympia. Al Tolliver, the head coach, in to chat with our home plate umpire tonight. Roger Nichols.
Both pitchers are in the number 4 hitting spot, which, you know, is kind of an odd fact in itself, because a lot of times you DH even for the pitcher, but these guys can hit the ball too. They're not just pitchers.
Erin Canopy in as the courtesy runner. She's a sophomore. Bachman looks at ball one. Mindy Bachman, the third baseman. 1 for 2 tonight, a single back in the fourth. That one a little low. Now 2-0 to Bachman.
Coach Tolliver has probably just said, kids, I want you to try to make contact tonight and put that ball in play, and let's see what their defense can do. And so far, they've been doing a nice job of making contact with that ball.
26 shutouts this season for the Nashville Hornets. Here's the 2-1. Bachman swinging, line drive, left field. That's a base hit. So it'll be first and second now with 2 outs for Olympia, and Tiffany Prager, the freshman, steps to the plate. Here's another look at Bachman's base hit.
That was actually a changeup from Amy Hari, and Bachman waited on it and made great contact.
Bachman, a 4-year starter, 1 of 3 on this Olympia team, and they will look to a freshman here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th, trailing 3-0. Prager, line shot, just fouled. She's had some good at-bats up there. Worked Hari for a walk back in the 2nd inning.
Usually a pitcher thinks if somebody hits their changeup, then they're coming right back with the heat, and that's just what Amy did right there. Just gave her a challenge pitch.
One and one now from Hari. 1,000 career strikeouts, and she's stuck on that number. No strikeouts in this ball game.
Maybe she just likes that number.
Good round number. Ground ball to third. Pries takes care of all 3 outs in the inning. And the Nashville Hornets are 3 outs away from a state championship. Hey, you can't beat fun at the old ballpark. There's the fastball.
Man, what if that's Amy Hari's brother?
Yeah. We are in the top of the 7th now. Nashville sitting on a 3-0 lead. And here's a shot down the right field line. Foul and caught by Tiffany Prager as Kristen Klingler makes the first out to start the 7th.
Well, she stayed with that really well. She made a nice catch in right field.
And we've done some checking. Tiffany Prager, the right fielder, is the sister of Nicole Prager.
Batting number 19, Cara.
Cara Pries, who made all 3 putouts there in the bottom of the 6th from her spot over at third base. Looks at ball one. Cara's 0 for 2 tonight. Played some great defense for the Hornets. There's strike one from Jessie Shay.
Jessie's consistently throwing the ball about 50 miles an hour tonight.
Here's the 1-1. Line shot to right. That's down and fair. And Pries gets her first hit of the night.
Big smile out of her. It always feels good to get a hit.
I remember my hit.
Your only hit?
Yes.
Number 4, Krystal Stein.
I hope that wasn't, you know, at the end of the season. Hope you got that early so you could smile early.
It was so long ago I can't hardly remember, to be honest with you. 1 out. Runner at first. Krystal Stein, the 400 hitter, steps in.
I think the third baseman Bachman's going to get a little action here.
She slaps it down the left field line, just foul.
Slappers can do so much. They can bunt, they can run quickly, and it's really tough to play defense against a slapper. You just wonder what happens to a pitcher or a player that all of a sudden can't throw the ball.
Here's a little slap just over short. It's a base hit, and it's first and second now for Nashville.
She just reached out, offered it that ball, and put it in play and dropped it over the shortstop's head.
Great bat control by Krystal Stein.
2 on and 1 out. Now batting leadoff hitter number
She's a freshman.
Fark.
So Coach Malavi's got some talent. Amy Hari's gone, but he's got some talented youngsters on this team too. 1 out now. Back to the top of the lineup for Amber Fark. She's 0 for 3, got on base on an error in the 5th. Good leadoff hitter for the Hornets. Swings and misses there. There's a little change up and strike 2.
That had her off balance just a little bit. She wasn't ready to hit that pitch.
Here's the 1-2 from Jessie Shay. Little bloop and a great catch by Gaither.
Oh,
and a double play. They get the call at second.
Super play.
Amber Fark with 1 out and 2 runners aboard, going for the RBI base hit here. Trisha Gaither says no, ranging behind second base, grabbing the ball and turning the double play for Olympia. They go to the bottom of the 7th, needing 3 to tie. Nashville needs 3 outs for a state championship. Back with the finale on the IHSA television network.
All right, here's another look. A great play by Trisha Gaither. Look at that. I thought she was in short center field. It sure seemed like it. And they might have gotten a break there on the call at second base for the double play.
She had all of her momentum going out towards right field. That was great to turn around and make that play.
Bottom of the 7th, Katie Freyer, the designated hitter, leads it off. She is 0 for 2. And Olympia down to their last 3 outs.
They're going to have to do it from the bottom of their order. That's going to be a tough battle for them, but I'm sure they know they can do it.
Hari has given up just 4 hits tonight. No runs, no strikeouts. That's unusual for her. Debbie mentioned earlier 1,000 career strikeouts. She'll get another ground out here. I think she's going to take it. No complaints with a 3-0 lead in the bottom of the 7th.
I don't think Hari's going to care at all.
No.
As long as they win that championship, it won't make a bit of difference to her. Seems like they have a pretty close group out there, too.
Becca Alberts looks at a 1-hopper for ball 1. Becca is 0 for 1, walked in the 5th. Olympia lost 1-0 to East Peoria.
Huh.
I think I know their coach.
That was pretty early in the season, and we got out of town, out of Dodge with a win there.
And they lost 1-0 to New Trier in 8 innings. That's their only 2 shutout losses of the year. Here's Becca Alberts, the 2-1, swing and a miss. And I think we're looking,
pumped up.
Yeah, I think we're looking at our tournament MVP out there.
Yeah, she is pumped up.
Got a little of that Pippi Longstocking thing going on with the hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drop 3rd strike, and that's going to allow a base runner. Schmally had trouble picking it up and then had to go inside. In the foul side, you don't, as a catcher, usually you like to go inside the foul line, but that's where the ball was, and it wasn't a good throw.
She stepped, the catcher stepped to the outside, and the first baseman didn't, so didn't have a good target to throw at there.
So how's that for irony? Amy Hari gets her first strikeout, but it doesn't count as an out.
Number 9, Becky Heiser to pitch hit.
Becky Heiser now will pitch hit for Megan Gale. Oh, ooh, my.
Oh.
Becca Alberts almost got caught in no person's land.
Yeah, got lucky right there.
You have to call it no person's land.
No person's, exactly.
I think, no.
I imagine.
Formerly known as no man's land.
No man's, yes. Yeah. Imagine Coach Tolliver over there was probably just breathing very rapidly at that point.
Becky Heiser is a freshman, .236 hitter in the regular season, chops it foul. There are some senior stars in this game, but there are a lot of talented young ladies in this game as well, freshmen, sophomores.
That's softball anymore. It just seems like everybody can play the game, and when freshmen come into play, they sure don't play like freshmen. They step right in and do a nice job in their role.
0-2 to Heiser. Stays alive. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. It's been all Nashville offensively. Olympia got a runner to third back in the 2nd, and that's as close as they've gotten. Snap throw, and it gets away from the first baseman.
Oh.
But
Good
Alberts
decision.
couldn't, yeah, she
Good
couldn't
decision.
react to time. That run means nothing at this point.
No, no. You don't want to be gunned down at second.
And we saw Casey Westfield get a runner thrown out at third today, and that may have cost them at least a tie because Laura Fisher, the pitcher, came up and got a base hit.
In the next inning.
In the next inning,
Yep.
right.
Let
As
off with
Heiser
a
strikes out.
base hit. Well, if you're going to strike him out, I guess this would be the inning to do it.
2 outs, 1 on.
2 outs now, top of the order, Tricia Gaither, who made that outstanding play at shortstop to end the top of the 7th. They need another big play from her here. Foul ball out of play. In the 3rd place game, it was Casey Westfield over Orion. And what a run Casey's had. They have only missed the state tournament twice since '84.
They have a great softball program and a great tradition. Year after year, they keep bringing them back to the ballpark, and they seem to get better and better.
Nashville looking for their first place trophy in school history. As Gaither fouls it off, it's now 0-2, down to the last strike now for Olympia. 0-2 to Gaither, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. 3-0, Hornets. Here's the 0-2, ground ball, and it's a base hit. And the center fielder can't come up with it. Now Fark picks it up, it's 1st and 2nd. So Gaither comes up with a big hit, her first hit of the night, to keep this game going.
Well, the shortstop was playing a little bit in the hole at that at-bat, so it was tough for her to get up and stop that ball up the middle.
2 on and 2 out. Now batting number 6, Nicole Prager.
Nicole Prager at the plate. She will play her college ball at Parkland Community College. One of 4 Spartans to go on and play college ball next season. And that one a little low from Hari.
Hari's shown them a lot of pitches in this last inning. Shown them their screwball.
And she's still smiling with the pressure on. And it's 2-0.
We haven't seen the heat yet. I got a feeling it might be coming here.
Amy Hari, the senior, fires it in there for strike 1. Nashville going for win number 41. It would make them state champions. Ground ball to Hari. And how appropriate is that? She makes the play. And the Nashville Hornets are the Class A state softball champions.
Smiling the whole time. A pretty bunch of kids that are really excited right now.
Amy Hari, 5-hit shutout, only 2 strikeouts. But she brings home the hardware for Nashville. 4th in 99. State champions here in 2001.
Well, they have to be really excited to get here and play as well as they've done. They've relied on Amy Hari all season, and it was just great that she got that last out. Olympia has nothing to be ashamed of. They came, gave it everything they had. They kept that ball in play. They made contact. Super job. What do you think of that?
Well, Nashville thought there were fireworks going off, and there are now. The Nashville Hornets are your Class A state softball champions. Good way to end the season for them. Just like Love American style.
Can't be fun at the old ballpark.
Back with more from Eastside Center in East Peoria after this network break. And welcome back to Eastside Center in East Peoria. There you see the victorious Nashville Hornets, your 2001 state softball champions. And Debbie and F, a great performance tonight by the Hornets.
Boy, they were just awesome. And somebody standing right here beside me was just super. She's probably on cloud nine right now. I'm sure I would be.
Members of the media all-star team at
Amy Hari and Coach Chad Malaby join us now, and Coach, let's talk a little bit about Amy's performance tonight. Not your typical overpowering strikeout performance by her, but it got the job done.
No, it definitely got the job done. She throws hard enough to where she's not striking them out. You see a lot of ground balls, and with our defense behind her, you can't ask for a better situation.
Amy, let me ask you, 3 games in probably span of 24 hours. How are you feeling out there tonight?
I am feeling great. I couldn't feel any better.
How are you feeling before you won?
I was feeling a little tired, but we gutted it up and played through it, and now we're here as state champions.
Amy Hari is our country insurance player of the game. Congratulations on that. A 5-hitter tonight. You looked earlier today, I thought in the semifinal, that the girls were getting the bat on the ball, and they got some hits tonight, 5 hits, but it looked like you were more in control tonight than you were this afternoon.
Yeah, I've struggled a lot that first game, finding the zone, and we talked after the game for a long time, and we made a few little adjustments, and not necessarily overpowered anybody tonight, but I at least had the strike zone and made them put the ball in play, and defense was A+ tonight.
Let's go back to the bottom of the 7th inning. There are 2 outs. You got a couple of runners aboard. You let them get on there, and this is the final out of the game. What's going through your mind right here?
I just knew it was coming, and I knew that we were just going to win it. And when we got the lead 1-0, I knew that was it, and I couldn't have been happier right at that moment.
Has to be a great feeling. Congratulations, Coach. When she made that play, she had a great big grin on her face, and we talked about this earlier. She's 6 feet tall. She throws the ball almost 70 miles an hour, and she's out there grinning like a little kid. I mean, you try to get her to be intimidating, and you can't get it done, can you?
I tried all year last year to get her to be intimidating because she's a 6-footer, flamethrower. I wanted to put eye black on her, but she's out there in the ponytail things. And but when you throw like that, she speaks for herself.
Yeah, talk about your defense tonight. Usually you're out there getting upwards of 10 strikeouts a game, and they don't have to make as many putouts, but they were there for you tonight.
That's right, and a lot of times it's hard being a strikeout pitcher. You don't know necessarily what your defense is doing behind you, and they don't get a lot of credit, but tonight they sure did get the credit, and they deserve every bit of it.
You had a couple of hits tonight, but Mallory Ruggles, let's talk about her, Coach. She really swung the bat well for you tonight. A couple of hits, all 3 RBIs for you. And just a freshman, is that right? Am I reading the program right? She's a freshman?
Yeah. Lucky for us, she's a freshman. We're going to have her back for a while. She came in, we talked to her before the game. No pressure on her at all. Just come in, relax, and do your job. And she did. She looked for something she could handle, and she got it. So.
Now, did I read the stats right, too? She was about a 208 hitter in the regular season. Is that right?
Yeah, she just recently started playing with us, moved up from the JV because she's a consistent hitter who has the strength to drive it in the green, as you've seen today.
Yeah.
What a great future she has. Gosh, yeah.
You guys, I mean, and aside from Amy, I mean, in this Olympia team, too, there were a lot of good young players in this game tonight, I thought. A lot of freshmen and sophomores out there playing for a state championship.
Yeah, that just shows the strength of softball in Illinois. I mean, all the young players for them and us and the rest of the tournament. So, yeah, look for a lot of these teams to be back.
Now, it was a great game, 3-0 win for Nashville, but maybe the most impressive thing tonight, and I'm not kidding, was this dance after the game. Both teams are out there dancing together in a big circle. I got goosebumps. I mean, it was the coolest thing just from a sportsmanship standpoint. You guys are out there having fun. You said you danced with them once this year, and only if they won a state title, and they did it for you.
Yeah, they played it once in practice and begged me to dance with them, and I said, no, I'll dance one time and one time only, and that's at the state championship if you get that.
They say getting to the dance floor is the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just from seriously though, from a sportsmanship standpoint, they talk about attitude and the IHSA, and that's what it's all about. I mean, you go out there and you compete your hearts out, and the game's over and you go out there and have a good time.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Good sportsmanship and play some good ball. I'm just
And what about the cheer at the end? What was the cheer at the end that both teams did?
Oh, we got together and we said 1 and 2 because we were the #1 and #2 teams in the state.
That was just great. You can't beat that. I mean, that has to be a good feeling for both teams. I know it's hard to be sometimes go home in second place, but you've got to feel good, and they've got to feel good, and it was a great ball game.
Well, congratulations to you, the Nashville Hornets, the 2001 Class A state softball champions here tonight. First time at Eastside Center. What did you think of the facilities?
Oh, tremendous facility. This is something you want to come back to every year.
All right. Well, Amy Hari, we're going to be hearing about you in college. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right. Congratulations on a great year and a great finish here tonight. 3-0 the final. It's the Nashville Hornets, your state champions, over Olympia tonight. Congratulations to the Spartans, too, who finished second. And so long for Debbie Neff, and I'm Lee Hall, and for our crew here in East Peoria, good night from the Eastside Center in East Peoria.